Well, hi everybody, this is Angelo Quinones and you reach I Am Ministries. I Am Ministries is designed to give you dependable and accurate answers that come straight from God's holy and inspired word, the Bible. The Bible, ha Biblios, by the way. Biblos, actually. I keep on saying Biblios. It's actually Biblos. I think Biblos, right? I gotta check that out. Let me check that out now. Okay, I'm forgetting my Greek a little bit. It's like Dan Wallace all over again. Okay, so let's check it out. Actually, Biblos. Okay, so I keep on saying ha biblios, by the way. It's ha biblos. By the way, there's no article here. And in the New World Translation, I'm going to be diving on the witnesses. So I'm going to be saying this. And before we get into the famous passage recorded in John chapter 20, verse 28, remember this is the full Greek construction series where we look at all the verses that has to do with us born again Christians, Trinitarians, by the way, versus Jehovah's Witnesses. Okay, that's just the deal. So let's look at the New Testament, and let's go to this is the New World Translation now. Okay, I thought it was radioactive. I thought that it didn't want us to record, but it does. It says over here, the book. Look at that, the book. They're making it definite. There's no article there. Instead of saying a book, they say the book. This is New World Translation. Now, whether this be the Silver Sword or 1950 New World Translation, I don't know. Doesn't matter. They say the book here, the book of the history of Jesus Christ. Okay, son of David, son of Abraham. Say the book over here. This is this is the full Greek construction maybe of this. We can get at it. Instead of getting maybe to John chapter 20, verse 28, maybe the Lord is, guiding me here. Just a simple construction. As my baby sleeps and she might wake up, so I'm sorry about the noise, potentially so, in the background. It was her birthday yesterday, her second birthday, by the way. And we celebrate the birthdays of our children because we love our children. And we're just celebrating the family getting together and celebrating a life that was born. Okay? I mean, the JWs find so many reasons not to spend any money for these, days. Valentine's Day, you're not gonna get nothing from the watchtower. You're not gonna get nothing from your boyfriend or your girlfriend or whatever the case may be. You're not gonna get nothing from your parents. Okay? Mother's Day, so they're crying probably in their soup. They're not getting anything. There's no Father's Day, so they're wailing. Okay, I was singing their songs. No New Year's. I mean, you're not happy that a New Year is coming. That you don't even deserve to be alive upon this earth. And then you're not happy that a New Year is coming. Oh, but it was the God of. Come on, stop it. Stop with the stuff. Stop it with that stuff. Okay. Stop, please. The New World Translation comes from Johannes Grieberg, who was a spiritist. He was a witch, along with his wife. He used to talk to demon spirits, yet you use his translation to make your translation the New World Translation. You don't mind that. Oh, but we don't celebrate Halloween. Well, Joseph Franklin Rutherford, okay, and Charles Taze Russell had masks on. You understand what I'm saying of hypocrisy? Did you ever see the kisser on Charles Taze Russell? It looks like he came out of a grave. It's like Mystery Theater all over again from the 1970s. The Tower. All right, no, don't let me dime, guys. Let me dime, like we used to say in school. But it says over here the book. So let's stay with this, okay? Let's stay with this. Maybe we'll get into John chapter 20, verse 28. We'll taste a little bit of it. But it says the book over there, over here. Okay, New World Translation. That's what it is. It's right there. The app. It's the. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. The fourth one down to the right-hand side column. There's 4 columns, okay? Going from up and down. It's the fourth one. It's right there. New World. That's what it says. I'm making it up. The book. But it doesn't have an article. Now, if you tell me, okay, that let's check this one out then. Let's get another app. Okay? You can say ha biblos. Okay, I agree. It's sort of a Byzantine text form. So let me see this one though. Okay, chapter 1. Let's see, it might say, huh? No, Biblos. Now, this is more of an ancient manuscript-based app. Okay, so I guess that's a Greek P that I just spat out. Okay. Incidentally, Charles Taze Russell didn't even know any of the Greek letters of the alphabet on the whatever it was, the wall or screen or whatever it was in card. So he was a fraud. He said that he said that he could read them in card. He perjured himself in card. And then when he was hard pressed to read them, he couldn't read any of the Greek letters. Any. Incidentally, I would love to have known what letters were he tested. Was he tested with? Okay, was it psi, kasi, chi, any of those tough letters? Those are toughies. I mean, eta. Nowadays called eta. I mean, he probably said that it was an N. The nu, he probably said it was a V. You know how that is. The gamma, I'll give him a break a little bit. Nowadays can be a Y, but in biblical Greek, no. Probably said it was a Y. And the omega probably said it was a W. But he didn't even answer at all. He said, no, I can't. So he's a liar. He's a fraud. All right. I mean, over here, this ancient text, though, from either Alexandrinus or Sinaiticus or whatever the case may be, or Vaticanus, says Biblios. Now, if you want to look at the whole scope, okay, goes that Greek letter P again, that is actually made to typify the temple. The Greek letter P. It doesn't look like a P in Greek. It looks like a stool, but it's actually a temple. Okay? And the Greek letter Hro, it looks like a P, but it's not a P, it's an R. So, I mean, like in the word for Rome in Greek. So Biblios over here, just to say. Now, what would it be? Well, this is a second declension word, so it'd be ha. You know what I'm saying? If it was a feminine word, then, it would be hey, depending on the case, okay? The article paradigm. Let me give it to you. Can you give it as a witness? Let me know the article paradigm, the 24 article paradigm right now. Can you recite it off the top of your head? If you can't, well, can the tower do it? Can anybody at the tower, the head honchos, the governing body, the Greek scholars, so-called, can they give me the 24 article paradigm right off the top of their head? The 12 that are in the singular and the 12 that are in the plural. Can you give it to me? I'm just saying. Aheta, tutes tu, tote to, tan, tain, ta, and those are, the singular. And then hoi, hai, ta, ton, 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 tois, tais, tois, and tus, tas, ta. With an alpha this time. The singular was with an omicron. Nowadays called omicron. Can you do it? Test the witnesses. What is the article, okay, that if it was there, what's the article that arche, okay, that will be in, if arche needed an article, okay, it doesn't, but if it needed an article, what is it? Out of the 24, let me have it. Incidentally, there is no indefinite article in biblical Greek. None. Enas, mia, ena. That's in modern Greek. There is no, and there's more. Thus, I think the singular nominatives in modern Greek, there is no indefinite article, I should say, rather, in John 1:1c. It's none. The Greek word Allah is not there, but, B-U-T, alpha, lambda, lambda, alpha, or, cut off, You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be because the data in, or nowadays called theta in the Greek word theos, or theos, but so it'll be the whole spelling, but that's not there. Haste is not there, which means one. That's not there. Tina, like Tina Turner, what does love have to what does love have to do with it? You understand what I'm saying? In John 1:1b, that's not there. Some adoration to theos by Logos. I don't see that there. I don't see it. Biblos. Biblos. Two syllables. Spelled out beta. Nowadays called vita though. That could be a V in modern Greek. A B or a V. Okay? Like in the Hebrew word bevakasha. You have the same letter of bait, but it can be a V also. Right? So over here, you have getting back into biblical Greek, okay, beta, iota, beta, lambda, sometimes pronounced lambda, I don't know why. Omicron, nowadays called Omicron, and final sigma. It's a special S that goes only at the end of a Greek word. Biblos. I don't see ha biblios here. Biblos, okay? I don't see it. And yet the tower says the Bible or the book. But again, what's the article? I don't see it in the ancient manuscript. Now listen, if you want to look, pop out the New World, not the New World. I'm sorry about that. I'll take that back. The New Testament Greek manuscripts edited by Reuben Swanson and forwarded by the great Greek scholar Bruce Mesca. And you want to, just buy the copy that says Matthew on it, and it'll have, various readings, of each verse of Matthew. Have variant readings, different readings. Vaticanus will be the head manuscript. You understand what I'm saying? Whatever possible. I know that they don't, it doesn't have the pastoral epistles. I understand that. But, and then you can give me all the ha biblios or whatever the case may be. Okay, fine. But I just looked at a probably Byzantine text form in the one that I had before. This one, okay. This one right here, okay. That's not there. And then I looked at the more ancient manuscript. Okay. And let me pop it out right here. It could be right there. Yeah, it's right there, right in front of my face. And it's not there. Now, I'm not saying that no manuscript has the ha. Listen, there's a ha in front of theos in the L manuscript for John 1:1. And arche en halagos, kai halagos in prostanteon, kai ha theos in halagos, or en archino logos, ke o logos in prostanteon, ke o theos in logos. So it does have that there. I understand. They're going to have to safeguard themselves by saying, well, we use this manuscript and it has an article, so that's just a deal. But how about in arche? No, none. Okay? Of the variant readings of John, meaning you have to buy the, book of John. Okay, John's gospel. No variant reading that I saw there on the page 1, has ente arche, not one. As a matter of fact, the opposite is true. Okay, in some instances, manuscript C and another manuscript, either F or D, one of those manuscripts. Okay, and C is very chopped up. It only has the prepositional phrase in arche, and after that, it has nothing else. And there's a manuscript, like I said before, I can't remember either D, like in David, or F, like in Fernando, that has just the first independent clause, and arche and halagos, and that's it. It doesn't have B and C. Those parts. You understand what I'm saying? Doesn't have that there. So listen, I understand that, but I don't see any manuscript, either a P75, P66, Vaticanus, Sinaiticus, or Sinaiticus, or Sinaiticus, whatever you want to pronounce, however you want to pronounce that manuscript. Byzantine text form by Pierpont and Company. He was one of the editors there in the 2005 a Byzantine text form, a wonderful Greek New Testament, by the way. The United Bible Societies, okay, Greek edition, the fourth one, and the fifth one doesn't have it at all. Okay, doesn't have an article te in front of arche. The Textus Receptus by George Riker Berry, the Greek interlinear, that doesn't have it. There's no article there, none at all. I haven't seen it. Now, I'm not saying there's not one, but you'll be hard-pressed out of the 5,000 copies of Greek manuscripts to find an article in front of Te. Hard-pressed. Look at Alexandrinus, or Alexandrinus, okay? Look at Sinaiticus or Vaticanus. Look at those manuscripts. Look at any Greek text that you want to look for, that your heart desires. You're not going to find no Te there. And yet, let's go to the New World Translation again. Okay? Let's look at it. And this time go to the Gospel of John. Okay, the Gospel Kata Ioannin. Kata only takes accusative, so, is according. Okay? Oh, that's pros only takes accusative. Sorry about that. But, what did I say? John 1:1? Okay, so let's check it out. It says in the beginning. There's no the there. There's no the. There's no the there. There's no the in the middle of NRK. But they know that that's definite by nature. This is what I'm talking about John 1:1c. That theos, according to the predicate position, okay, is definite by nature also. Dan Wallace said there are 10 different ways that a Greek noun can be definite without having an article. And John 1:1a and c are perfect examples of that. In arche, which is in the dative singular feminine, and theos, which is in the nominative singular masculine construction. Okay? Am I clear? I was just looking at the name Jesus the other day. I forgot what text it was. It's just Jesus. It's not. There's no article there, and yet it doesn't say a Jesus in the New World Translation. Some numbers can be definite without having an article. Okay, I use good English. An article. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? This is another example here. Let's go to another example in the New World Translation. Let's go while the striking is hot. You understand what I'm saying? Let's go to the Old Testament. Let's get there. Let's go to the book of Genesis. Go to the book of Genesis. And what does it say? Well, poke the bear. It says over here, in the beginning. In the New World Translation, there's no the there. Now, I'm going to show you there's no the. Okay? There's no the in the Greek Septuagint, a copy of it anyway. Let's get there. Let's poke the bear here. And then let's look at the Hebrew and see if there's a ha. There's not. And not and not. It's not. Let's look at Genesis in the Greek Septuagint. The Greek Septuagint is a Greek translation of the Jewish scriptures, probably started around 300 or 200 BC and probably completed around 132 BC, according to Oxford's Concise Dictionary of the Christian Church. It has over 5,000 pieces of information. I missed that book. I have it in New York. I'm living in the Philippines now, to my chagrin, okay? I mean, I have a wonderful wife and daughter. Anna Devane is the name of my daughter, but I mean, I'm just saying, I miss New York, though. Let's go to the Greek here. In this Greek Septuagint, and then let's go to the Hebrew, the Jewish, the Jewish version of it all. Okay, it says over here, enarche epoiesin hate as tan uranan. I don't know why that's like that. Tan uranan. That's in the singular. Tan uranan kaitain gain. Okay. Incidentally, it doesn't have this construction part of it anyway. Okay, enarche epoiesin hate as tan lagan in John 1:1a, or anywhere in the Bible that logos was created. As a matter of fact, I see the opposite. I see him being, the ruler over God's creation in Revelation chapter 3, verse 14. Right? And I don't see anywhere where he was created. I already gave you 6 scenarios. Now 7. 7 or 6 different scenarios, 7 scenarios overall, which doesn't appear in John 1:1e. And I already told you about it. In the beginning, God created the what? That's not there. And again, halagos. In the beginning, the word emerged, or became, or began to be. That's not there. You understand what I'm saying? It's not. And in hahuyas. That's not there. And epoiesin hatheas tan huion. In the beginning, that's a new one that I just inserted in there. In the beginning, God created the sun. Not only that the Son was there, but that which some Trinitarians, fellow Trinitarians believe that the eternal sonship of Jesus, that he was always there. He was never created, but he was the Son. I don't believe in that. Walter Martin didn't believe in that he was the Son. I gave you the study, the last time we met, and I used Hebrews chapter 1 verses 5 and 6, and chapter 5 verse 5, and chapter 7 verse 3. Not to mention verse 16, that takes a look at that, and it's not possible that he was the father of Jesus always, the father of Jesus. Okay, Jesus became the Son of God at Bethlehem and not before. Is that clear? There's no article here, Che. It would be the same article, of course. It's the same prepositional phrase in arche found and recorded in John 1:1. Okay? It would be Te. It would still be the same article feminine, singular, and dative, in a dative case. Well, that's not here. But yeah, we just saw that they say in the beginning, right? Yeah, I just used Genesis, yeah. Anyway, so that's just the deal. So I mean, in all these verses, just tell them, why do you have the if there's no the in Genesis chapter 1 verse 1, John chapter 1 verse 1 for NRK, the original in their translation, and why do you have Matthew chapter 1 verse 1 in saying the book and there's no the there, and it'll be a different construction for the article ha. Remember, the article is called a weak demonstrative. Okay, it could be a pronoun. Probably weak because of its size. It's just one letter. Okay. Some articles look like relative pronouns. The ha and the hey, and I think the hoy and the hi. Hoy and hi. Okay, look like articles. Okay. I'm like the articles look like relative pronouns. Okay, the hey with an accent marker and the ha in the nominative side of the article paradigm and the accusative side of the paradigm, and they all look like articles, but they have accent markers. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? Relative pronouns. That's the dead giveaway that you're looking at. You're looking at relative pronouns, and if it just appears by itself in an ancient manuscript, well, that's if a verb is coming up or something like that, well, then you just they say like, an article, just that one or something like that, for ha, or whatever the case may be. But I don't see any article here. No article here. Let's look at the Hebrew. Okay, let's look at the Hebrew of Genesis chapter 1 verse 1. Incidentally, the Hebrew of John 1:1, just to remind you guys, is Bereshit haya hadabar. Hadabar haya im ha-Elohim. Wa-Elohim really doesn't make a difference to me. Haya hadabar. Okay, dabar, D-A-B-A-R means what, right? Logos, what? And then ha means, the, and then Bereshit means in beginning. Im in the 1817 Hebrew edition of the New Testament, it has im over there, im, and Elohim, that, and then you have the word and appearing twice there, connecting three, or not connecting three, but I mean connecting each clause. Okay, connecting one with two, and then two with three. All right, so why is this gone though? Oh, I was gonna go to the Hebrew side of it all. So let's get there. Let's use this text though. This is a good one right here. I like this one better than the other Hebrew New Testaments or Old Testaments that I have. The Jewish scriptures. So let's go to Genesis right over here. All right, Genesis 1:1, and let's see if there's a ha there. Okay, ha is the article in Hebrew. Okay, ha. Now it sounds like the same ha in biblical Greek, doesn't it? But they look completely different. Okay, completely. Let's look at it. It says over here, Bereshit, same prepositional phrase found and recorded in John 1:1. But what this does, okay, what John 1:1 writes after this is a completely different idea that's found and recorded, okay, in Genesis chapter 1 verse 1. Moshe continues to write that God created things. John, in the New Testament, in the Greek New Testament, he continues to write that the Word already subsisted, okay, continuously, timelessly, and eternity, by using the Greek words arche for the two, eternity and creation, a point of time, and the Greek word ein, which is in the imperfect tense, is a third person form of Amy in the imperfect tense, third person. Remember, John is not talking about himself. He's not talking to somebody else. He's talking in third person. Okay? In the beginning was the what. He's reporting. Okay, that's why it's a declarative indicative. It's not the mood of a possibility or I should say a probability or possibility. A subjunctive. Okay, does something like that, might or may or should or whatever the case may be. That's not a subjunctive over there. Okay, in John 1:1, there's no subjunctives at all in John 1:1. Okay, at all. John 1:1 A, B, and C. John 1:2, John 1:3. I mean, you're gonna see that for a while in John's Gospel. Incidentally, you're not going to see the whole complete alphabet until you get to verse 22. Okay, which I think Psi occurs there, and now round off the Greek alphabet, not in order but in number. It says Bereshit, and after that it says Bara. Okay, bait, and it's a hardening dogish in the middle. That's what's not V, is B. And then you have the T-looking thingy, which is an A class of Ba. Then the next letter is another syllable, Resh. It looks like an opposite side R. That's Resh. That's the R in Hebrew. And then you have the comments again, right? And then I think there's the comments over there. It's very small. And that's an A class, the same as before. So if you're looking at a T-looking thingy underneath a Hebrew consonant, don't make it difficult. Just pronounce it in most cases, like the word father is an A class in most cases. Okay, could be an O class, but it can also in most cases be an A class. And then you have the silent letter aleph to cap off the word bara. Okay, so beit resh aleph. It's not found in the Hebrew New Testament of John 1:1. It doesn't say Bereshit bara Elohim hadabar. In the beginning, God created the word. It doesn't say that. It doesn't even use the word asa, which means to make. Let us make, Hebrew word asa. In verse 26 of chapter 1 of this chapter. Chapter Aleph. It doesn't say that. But here in Aleph 1:1 of Genesis, it does say, Bereshit bara and bara Elohim. But there's no ha, okay, all right, after the preposition be. Okay, the preposition is right under the G in the word beginning. It doesn't look like any sort of letter that we have in English, but the bet, okay, is a Hebrew B, but it means of a house, by the way. Like it's just like a genitive, and it can be a V. So the B in biblical Hebrew, the bet, can be also a V, just like in modern Greek that the vita, which we call beta in biblical Greek, can be either a B or a V. You understand what I'm saying? So that's kind of interesting in and of itself. But there's no Bereshit here. There's no article ha. Incidentally, there's no article in front of Elohim, and yet that's definite. Sometimes it occurs. You understand what I'm saying? Also, we see in Murray J. Harris's book, I don't agree with everything he writes, but, especially the, spiritual resurrection of Jesus, there was none. The spiritual resurrection of Jesus. We already saw that pneumati, which can be translated by the Spirit, he was resurrected by the Spirit, not in the Spirit. Was the Apostle Paul, a ghost when he says that he was in the Spirit? See also, on the construction in Greek, it says auto lago. That's in the dative, and the English translations say by the word of the Lord. That's in the same construction as pneumati in verse 19 of chapter 3 of 1 Peter. Yet in the Greek Septuagint, we see that can't be translated into by the word And then it goes on to say of the Lord, maybe to Kuriu over there. And by the breath of his nostrils, or by the breath of his mouth, okay, Pneuma there could be referring to the Holy Spirit. So the whole Trinity was involved in creation according to Psalm 32 in the Greek Septuagint, Psalm 33, verse 6 in the English and Hebrew text probably. So there's no article here. It would be ha, and it would look like this. Let me see if I can find it for you, though, the hey. Oh, in Elohim. There's the hey right there. Okay. The hey, okay, is right. Let me see if I could get it, though. Is right over the H where it has the transliteration e. It says over here. Let's see what it says over here, huh? Okay, where it says lo, and then him, the transliteration. I'm right at the Hebrew, the transliteration over the word, over the number 430, H 430, which means Hebrew. It's the Strong's number, but it's the Hebrew side of things, so that's why they probably have an H. And in Greek, they have a G in this app, so it says H 430. That's the Strong's number for Elohim. That's tagged on the word Elohim. Well, so just look at the H, okay, in him. H-I-M. It doesn't mean him, but it's Elohim. And right above the H, so right above the H in front of 430, I'm above that, and there's another H, and then right above the second H, right, there's the H in Hebrew, hey, which means to behold. It's the same letter that occurs 2 times in the Tetragrammaton, okay? Yod, hey, va or vav or wow, hey. Okay, it means to behold. You know what I'm saying? There's no ha here in Elohim. Ha Elohim. It's just Elohim in Hebrew. It doesn't need to have an article for it to be definite, meaning the wad. And yet, it is the God of Yisrael that made. It was in his heart, the nation of Israel, that made, aka, right, all things. I don't see no ha here. Okay? Which is the letter hey. Like hey you. Okay? That's the letter hey in Hebrew is the H in Hebrew. Okay? Again, it means to behold. So the Tetragrammaton, in Greek, tetra means 4. Grammaton means writings or letters, right? In Hebrew, okay, each of the letters means something. So yod means hand. Hey means behold. Okay, wow means nail, like the nail in a tent. And there's another hey, behold. So listen, hand, behold, nail, behold. Whoa, the letters in the Tetragrammaton is telling me the gospel story of Jesus being crucified. Remember, the Tetragrammaton is in third person from the Hebrew Hayah. And Achiach is the first person form of Hayah, according to Mouse's complete expository dictionary of Old and New Testament was, when he's talking about, okay, the word Yahweh, which appears in his lexicon as the count, anyway, 6,829 times. Vines has it at 6,828 times. And about to count that. All right, so there's no the here in the beginning, but we know that's definite. There's no che and a che in the Greek Septuagint. None. And yet, in both instances, okay, all right, Jehovah's Witnesses have those two words as being definite. You see? So it doesn't need a definite article to be definite. And the witnesses knew this. But yet, when, theos is in the predicate position and is definite by nature, okay, Then they say A. I already told you the scenario that I can paint corner the witnesses with. Check this. So follow with me before I go into John 1 or John chapter 20, verse 28. And we'll finish there. Let's say that it has this construction. Okay, alpha lambda lambda alpha or al. Let's say, or okay, it'll be the latter, the earlier one, Allah, right? But it means but, but. It doesn't mean the God of the Muslims. You know what I'm saying? It means but this, but that. Okay, but and it would be something like this. Okay, theos. Okay, or theos, ain. Okay, uk or u ha logos. But the word wasn't God. Now, check this out. According to that scenario, the Jehovah's Witnesses will be forced to actually say, but the word wasn't a God. But the word wasn't a God. They will be forced to actually translate it into that. But the word wasn't a God with a small g. But the word wasn't a God. U, uk, all of those ude, ude like that. All those constructions are negative, are negative constructions in, or the word not, okay, in Greek, and throw in the word may in there for the, for the subjunctive mood and things, non-indicative, clauses. But in the indicative, you have u. All right. But the word wasn't a God? Well, you're going to have to translate that like that with a small g. You can't say, but the word wasn't a God with a capital G in that scenario. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I heard a bottle in my yard. Who's there in the yard over there? Hey, yo. All right. So that's enough of that. Okay. They're probably picking up the tops from the bottles that we were casting in our, we were drinking bottles of like Coca-Cola and Sprite and a little bit of Royal. That's the orange soda that they sell over here. They call it Royal. And we threw the tops in the yard, I'm glad somebody's picking them up. All right, probably one of the kids here, or whoever. They didn't answer. Maybe they don't know English. All right, let's go to John. Let's go to John chapter 20, verse 28. Like I said that we were going to do. Okay. Now remember, part of it might be a quotation from Psalm 35, actually. Okay, so we'll check that out either now or in our other study. Now that'll be kappa something. No, that'll be actually just kappa. Okay, it's the K in Greek. There is no C in Greek. Okay, there's no C in Hebrew. There's a CH in Hebrew, but there's no like C. There's a Q and a K, but All right, so let's go to verse 28. Okay, and since it's near the end of the chapter, we'll just skim through all the way to the back. And there's 34 verses though. All right, so let's check it out here. My baby's still sleeping, thank God, I'm not interrupting her sleep. I say that, and I probably should be, crying in a second. All right, so let's check this out. Verse 28, now you know what it says, okay? Let's check it out. It says over here, verse 28, it says over here, ho sper ha hui the sun. No, this is not it right here. For a second. This is Matthew. This is no Greek word for it. This is Matthew. I'm sorry about that, guys. No word son there. Okay, I knew that it wasn't that. So let's go to wait a minute. Why it continues to go over there? Let me see. Okay, now. Okay, sorry about that, guys. So let's go to Kappa here in John's Gospel. Okay, I know there was no word son there. Now, just check out the Kappa. Where's the Kappa out over here? Okay, right here goes right here, down here. And it's 21 chapters, so there'll be chapter 21 will be Kappa Alpha. All right, so let's see here. Let's see. Okay, that's verse 31. So it's a little bit before this. Okay. Yeah, that was strange. It's a son. I mean. And then the word for answer is not there. So some Yohanan. Okay, Kappa. Okay, Thomas. Okay, I'm just making sure Thomas is here. It's with a theta, Thomas there. Okay, so let's check it out. It says over here, Kai apekrite Thomas Kai apen auto. And I'll get into these Greek words in a second. Ha kurias mu kai ha theas mu. And that's it. So, I mean, this is a very short verse. It's very powerful. We always diamond on Thomas, so doubting Thomas. Do you know that he instigated? Okay, he prompted Jesus to mention two of the greatest verses in the Bible. First of all, John 3:16, along with John chapter 14, verse 6, are some of the greatest verses in the Bible. Okay, Genesis 1:1, we saw that one. I mean, John 3:16, but John 14:6, and Jesus said, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. Well, that was instigated by Thomas, who said that we don't know the way. And then Jesus, we always say about Thomas, doubting Thomas, oh my God, Thomas. Doesn't even have a gospel attached to him. Okay? Incidentally, be careful how you are used by God. Make sure that you are used by God in tremendous power. Okay? And give him an indication that you can be trusted. Thomas doesn't have a gospel. I wonder why. I mean, Peter, but he came back. But he did doubt, though. He doesn't have a gospel attached to his name. Yeah, there's a gospel according to Thomas, 100 or so sayings. It's not. It's a pseudo gospel. That's not gospel. This is the gospel according to Thomas. Okay. All right, so that's just a deal. So that's just it. So it says over here, kai, Greek word "and" here, and answer. The word for answered, okay, is okay, apekrithe. Okay, apekrithe. Greek word chi is kappa alpha iota with a graph marker. So it's not chi, it's chi. Okay, that can be translated into in some texts both, even, and there are other meanings. Also, no pun intended, right? Okay. Also, yeah, there you go. This could appear also in a crasis, like cargo. And I. So that could be the I could be dropped off and then joined with ego, and then the epsilon is dropped off in that situation. So be careful with chi. It could be, and sometimes there are manuscripts that has chi, and the same verse in other manuscripts has cargo. Okay, I'm just saying. It says over here, apekrithe. Okay, that's spelled out alpha with the soft breathing or smooth breathing marker. Looks like an apostrophe over the A. I'm right under the number, okay, 28. I'm not directly under it, but I'm just saying the line right under 28, okay? And that's an A in Greek, alpha. It means rising, by the way. Okay, and you have the P, not to be pronounced pi. That's a mathematical equation found in the Alfred Hitchcock film or movie, great movie in the 1960s. I think 1968 or something like that. Torn Curtain. That's a great movie. You should get it. Torn Curtain. Torn Curtain. Espionage at its best. Well, the person who wrote the Greek P, okay, on the ground, okay, and then the lady rubbed it out, right, in that movie. Well, that's called pi there in the movie, but it's not just that's a mathematical equation pi. That has nothing to do with the Greek letter. The Greek the sound of the letter, actual letter, is actually P. It's not pi. Okay, so that's typifying a temple. Some people say. And then you have an epsilon. That's easy. Epsilon is an E, and then your kappa is a K. The rho looking the P looking letter in Greek is not a P. It's an R. Okay, rho. Don't say rho. That's cheap for the Greeks. Rho. And just like you made the sound, so don't say you can't say it. It's hard to say because it's not hard to say. You made it as a kid when you were playing machine gun sort of sounds like that, or a motorcycle and stuff like that. I play like that with my daughter. Now it's easy to do when you're speaking another language too. When you speak another language like Spanish, like I do. But I'm just saying. Then after that you have the iota, which is an I with the cute marker. So be cri. It's on the accent is on the third syllable. Be cri. And then you have the theta, which means divine, by the way. Theta means divine. Nowadays it's called theta. We're not talking about, modern Greek, though. So, And then you have an N-looking letter, which is not an N at all, to cap off the what? That's a E class in Biblical Greek, but it's an I class in modern Greek, and they call that eta. They don't call it eta. They call it eta nowadays, but we're not talking about that. Apekrite. And after that, it says Thomas, Thomas, capital Theta, Omega, which looks like a W, but it's not a W, it's an O. And then the Mu looks like an M a little bit. If you're a New York Mets fan, you know that very well. I'm a Yankee fan, by the way, but still, I was a Mets fan in '86. I can't lie, guys. Okay. Darryl Strawberry, Dwight Gooden. Howard Johnson was on that team. Lenny Dykstra, Mookie Wilson, who didn't strike out, thank God. Okay. But Ray Knight, he was the guts of the team, though, and Gary Carter and Keith Hernandez. What a great team, though. Ron Darling, that was what a team that was. But anyway, getting back to this, okay, boy, what is happening with this doll? Okay, so let me get it back. Can I put it back? Yeah, I can put it back a little brighter. Sorry about that, guys. It got dark on me. But Thomas is spelled out, okay, Theta, Omega, Mu, and that's the same sort of M on the New York Mets home jersey. So just remember it like that. And then you have the Alpha, which looks like an A, and a final sigma that looks like an S, and that's what they are. So, Thomas. Thomas is the spelling of Thomas's name in Greek, okay? Then you have the Greek word Chi, okay? Greek word Chi. Now, and there's a very important word coming up, auto, I think, which is in the dative case, okay? He spoke to, okay, to Jesus, to him, okay? It doesn't say Jesus here, but it says to him. And that's very important. But before we get there, we have Chi, another Chi there, and then apen, and that's said. The same Greek word found and recorded for the Holy Spirit saying things to people. Hi, hon. Saying hello to my wife there, Riza. And the Holy Spirit did speak in Acts chapter, Praxis Apostolon, Acts chapter 1, Acts chapter 8, Acts chapter 10, 11, 13, 16, 20, 28. It's a whole bunch of, and see Revelation chapter 2, he spoke 3 times there. That was the Spirit says to the churches. In chapter 3, he spoke 4 times. And that's not all of them, There's many more. Thomas, Kai, Apen is spelled out E-I-P. That's a toughie a little bit. Epsilon, which is the E, so that's kind of easy. And then the V-looking letter is not a V in Greek, it's an N, like in Nancy. Called nu in biblical Greek and ni in modern Greek. Okay, so apen. Apen. Said. Now, to him is auto from the autos paradigm. You know the paradigm. Okay, it's a third person personal pronoun from the autos part of the paradigm. And it goes something like this: autos, autu, auto. This is it. Dative singular masculine construction. And then auton. And then you have this side of the paradigm, the plural part of the paradigm, which goes something like this: ke autoi, auton, and autois and autus. This is auto. Well, what does that mean? This remember Jesus was speaking to the disciples. And this is auto, alpha, upsilon with the rough breathing, right? Shh, with the rough breathing, with the soft breathing, I should say, rather than tau omega with the iota subscript, a little tiny I written underneath the W looking letter, which is O in Greek. Okay, so that's auto. Okay, how do you point out that this is in a dative case? Well, the little tiny I underneath the omega, it can only go underneath three letters in Greek. Okay, this letter omega, alpha, and eta. Okay, eta like an arche. So this is telling you that it's in a dative case. So you put the word to there before your English word him, to him. He said to him. He didn't say, okay, oh my Lord, oh my God. That's what the Jehovah's Witnesses say. Well, he said, oh my Lord, oh my God. Almost like a nominative of exclamation. Apples. Apples. No, it's not like that. That'd be like a nominative of exclamation. Okay? Okay? Now, some say this is an evocative, hakurias mu, hatheas mu. He's speaking directly to him. Now, if you want to say this is an evocative, there's an O there, but the direct address is to, okay, him, to Jesus. You can say, O Lord of me, O God of me. But the O is not like he spooked or something like church. But the O is the same kind of O with special definiteness that's found and recorded in Hebrews chapter 1, verse 8. Hatheos is in the vocative there, right? And then Hebrews chapter 10, verse 7, where Jesus in turn, okay, not in time order probably, but says the same thing that the Father says to him, okay, in Hebrews chapter 1, verse 8. O is special definiteness, because the article has to be used because the spelling of theos. There's nothing else. Okay? It's not an O with special force, like, O Timothy in 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 20, or Matthew chapter 15, verse 28, or whatever the case may be. That's a different kind of O. Okay? So let's check it out. It says, ha kurias. So that's, okay, either O Lord or just the, okay? And then the kurias is spelled out. Okay. Now remember that this ha is a weak demonstrative. Okay. Sometimes called a definite article. Okay. All right. And listen, an article is much more than the in Greek. It could also be used for that one, and like like I said before. And so I mean, it's not just the like the English the. Kurias is spelled out kappa, upsilon, nowadays called epsilon, the U-looking letter, right? Transliterated sometimes into Hawaiian English. And then the hro is a P-looking letter that's not a P, it's an R. Then IOS iota, omicron, nowadays called omicron, final sigma. This is in the nominative case, nominative singular masculine construction. The paradigm for Lord, okay, kurios is kurios, kuriou, kurio, kurion, and throw in there and the vocative kurie, right, or vocative, and then kurioi, kurion, kuriois, and kurius. Okay, those are the 9 constructions that you're gonna find. Okay, the inflected forms, the inflected, the meaning the case morphemes or the case endings, the same ones you're gonna find for the Theos paradigm. Okay, this Theos paradigm is the same sort of construction. Theos, Theu, Theo, Theon, The, and then Theoi, Theon, which is not in the Greek New Testament, Theon. You can find it in Daniel chapter 2, verse 47. Your God is the God of gods. Okay. But it's not there in the New Testament, Theon. But anyway, Theois and then Theus will round off that Theos paradigm, Ha kurios. And then mu is in the genitive. It's a first person personal pronoun from the ego paradigm. Ego mu, moi, me. Or ego emu, emoi, eme. Okay, this is not emphatic, but this is mu, and this is in a genitive case. Remember that first person personal pronouns don't have gender; they have number and case, though. Okay, so this is in a genitive case, and it's in the singular. Okay, and that's just it. Okay, remember that the genitive case has to do with description, definition, or attribution. And then the genitive case is a very rich case. The genius of the genitive is its limiting nature as to kind. All right, so hakurios mu, the Lord of me, right? And then, and, the Greek word kai, okay? It will be va in Hebrew, right? Hakurios mu, ha theos mu. So he calls him Lord, and then he calls him God. Okay, ha theos with an article. Ha theos mu, the God of me. So he said to him, the Lord of me and the God of me. Okay, the Lord of me and the God of me. He calls him theos here in the nominative singular masculine construction. Incidentally, there is a feminine side of the theos paradigm, which is thea with an alpha. You see that there in Acts chapter 19. Throw in there theon with an alpha, and tain right in front of it in the same chapter. All right, so that's the how many words are here? Okay, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 13. So you got, this is smaller than John 1:1. John 1:1, you got 17 Greek words. 5 Greek words in John 1:1a, 7 in John 1:1b, and back to 5 in John 1:1c. If you don't count the L manuscript, which has a 6 in John 1:1c, which I affectionately call as the Syrian section, because if you're born again, you're gonna believe in the deity of Christ. You understand what I'm saying? Well, this is a very rich thing. I mean, you got the genitive case, you got all the cases here. Okay, you got the vocative here, the vocative case. You have the nominative case, and then you have the genitive case, and then you have the dative case. Auto. I mean, so you have all the cases here. All the cases are in this verse. It's very rich as far as cases go in the Greek. Kai apikrite Thomas kai apen auto hakurias mu kai hateras mu theos mu. As a matter of fact, though, the Lord of me and the God of me. Now let's look at the Greek of Psalm. Okay, let's look at the English first, though. English, Psalm 30, I think Psalm 34 or 35. Okay, let's check that out, though, because that might be a quotation from that psalm. Let's check that out. Okay, Let's see. Mum's the word. Christianity? No. You have to proclaim. Now, let's go to Psalm, I believe 35, though. It's 150 Psalms. And so that's just the deal. So let's go there. Around verse 23. So you know, let's just see if 22 or 23. I hope I can find it. If I can't, then I'll check it out later. And, it says, stir up your, let me see if that will be in there. My Lord. Yeah, this is it. Psalm, what is it again? Psalm 35 in the Greek Septuagint, in the NASB, I should say, rather. It says, stir up yourself, and awake to my right and to my cause, my God and my Lord. It actually, end quote, actually reverses. It says, my God and my Lord. Okay? It reverses it here. Now, let's go to the Greek Septuagint and see the construction. Okay, let's check that out. And that's just the deal. And probably Elohi and, like that. The E sound is sort of possessive construction in Hebrew. We could check that out. But for now, let's go to Psalm. Okay, now it's not going to look like that in your Greek Septuagint. In some Greek Septuagints, it's going to have the anchor-looking letter Psi for the first letter in the Psalm. So you have to be ready for that. That's actually the weapon in the hand of the false god Poseidon. That's his trident, and that's why it looks like that. The Psi, the PS letter in Greek. But anyway, so let's look at 35, and hopefully it's the same psalm. You know what I mean? Because some of these things do not coincide. You see, this is not the one. It doesn't coincide. 13 verses. We already saw more than 20. So let's look at Psalm 36, and that might be the case. Okay. I think it's 23, right? So let's see if this is it right here. I hope it is. Well, we can take it. We can check it out. Anthropo, that's not there. Anthropo, no. This is the Tain Hadan, which is way. No, this is not it. No, that's not it. That's not there. Korea is the next one. No, that's in the nominative. That's not there. Let's look at verse 22 though, and see if it's there. It might be Psalm 34. Hati no hoy. I don't know. I don't see no hoy there. Yulaguntes. Outsán, no. And then earth, no. Gain, hoy, no. So let's go a psalm before. Now, can I go like this though? No, not psalm before. Verse actually 34. So let's see that. See, they don't coincide. That's the bad thing about the Greek Septuagint is that it doesn't coincide with the English and the. Here it is right here, Theos Mu. Here it is right here. Okay, verse 23. Okay, so it's actually in Psalm 34. Okay, it's the same thing that's going on in Psalm 45. The Psalm of the Wedding is in Psalm 44. All right, so it says over here, exegerte ti Kurie speaks. This is a vocative. He's speaking to the Lord. Kai prasches te krise mu. Okay? And said hatheas mu kai ha kurias mu. And Earth was no, Earth is not there. It says over here. I thought it was going to be tain gain, but if a complete reading, it'll be ace. Is that ace? It's hard to see. Ace tain. It has to be ace because it could be a preposition there. Ace tain decane mu. So the construction here, okay, all right, is ha kurias mu, and I didn't read what went before. Sorry about that, guys. Ha theas mu kai ha kurias mu. The only difference is that this is reversed, okay, in Greek here. It's reversed in John chapter 20, verse 28 by Thomas if he was quoting this. Okay, if he was quoting from this. But this is very similar to construction. Now, this is the God of Israel. We're going to check that out. Let's tie it together. Can Jesus be the God of Israel? Well, Thomas wouldn't have called him, okay, Hakurias mu hatheas mu, knowing that the scriptures say in the Greek Septuagint in Psalm 34, in the English is Psalm 35, and the Hebrew is probably the same, 35. Well, he wouldn't have dared call Jesus, okay, Hakurias mu hatheas mu, if he wasn't God, okay? And incidentally, Jesus called himself, okay? I guess that's an adjectival intensive. Jesus called himself, okay, all right, Ehyek, according to two Hebrew New Testaments, and I studied this the other day. According to the 1817 and according to the 1880 Hebrew New Testament editions, he said Ehyek of himself, which nobody can use that title, Ehyek. That's the first person form of Haya. Tetragrammaton is the third person form of Haya. Nobody can do that except for Yahweh, okay? I can say Ani Angelo, I am Angelo, but I can't say Ehyek. That's blasphemy. Nobody can say that. Jesus said it in those two Hebrew New Testaments of 1817 and 1880. The 1817 Hebrew New Testament was translated from the Texas Receptus, which is a nice text, okay, by G.G. Collier, Collyrent, Frey, Frey, by the way, way back in 1817. That's just a deal. That's way before, actually, Joseph Smith wanted to become president. Okay. That was about 27 years before that fiasco, you know. That ended up in him being shot and killed, along with his brother. All right, now that's just a deal. So he just went to the second grade, guys. I mean, Joseph Smith. Are you following somebody that only went to the second grade, guys? And then Charles Taze Russell. I mean, he looked like he came out of a grave. It was like the dogs, you know, buried him and took him back out. You saw the kisser and Charles Taze Russell's. You saw the kisser on that guy. No wonder his wife divorced him. Way back in 1906, and then she collected her check in 1909. So stimulus was, I was going to say it all over again, but it was before that. It's gracious. All right, so that's just it. Yeah. So let's go to the Hebrew side of this is delicious diamond on the witness list. Now, listen, this ministry can either reach you or defeat you. It could do either or. All right, so let's go to, let's go to the book of Psalms here, okay? All right, so Amos, Hosea, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Song, let's see, Psalms right there, P.S. That's just a deal. And let's check out 35 because I think it's there. The Greek Septuagint, that breaks the mold, So that's just it. Incidentally, shachat is the Hebrew word found and recorded in Psalm 16, verse 10. that the body of the Messiah was not going to see shachat, corruption. So if the body was destroyed, like the tower says, it'll just see corruption. Now, who am I to believe? The witnesses that never got anything right? They said that nobody was going to go to the moon, and 24 people did, or the Bible, Biblos. I got it right. Instead of saying Biblios, but you know. All right, so let's go to verse, 23. It seems to be 23 all across the board. Let's check that out, though. Okay. All right, so let's see. It says over here, okay. It says, this is it. Stir up yourself, okay, and awake. It's like God sleeps. He never sleeps, never slumbers. My God to my, okay, let's see over here. And my Lord, okay, my Lord, so that has to be like Kuri, see over here. And is Va, and then, okay, Adonai, okay, Adonai here. And that's spelled out Aleph, and then Dalet with the O class, Holam O class, and then the Nun. Okay, it's different pronunciation, meaning the same pronunciation. The N is the same sound as the Nu in Greek, but I'm just saying the name of the letter is actually Noon or Nun. Okay, the Greek has it at Nu. Okay. And so it looks completely different from the N in Greek. And remember, this is not Hebrew. This was borrowed by the Hebrews after the captivity into Babylon. This is Babylonian script. Okay, this is not Hebrew. We think of it as Hebrew. It's not. Paleo Hebrew. That's Hebrew. Okay. That's just it. Okay. So Aleph with now is that you got Aleph there. And then you have Dalet with an O class. And then so you have, and then you have the Nun with an A class, okay, Kametz. And then you have the Yod, okay, which is also in the Tetragrammaton, the Yod. Okay, that's how to read that. It says my cause over there on the other side. And so what is the construction for God, though? Okay, where is it, though? Now, does it say God here? The Lord of me. And where is the mentioning of God, my God, though? Where it's okay, my God is right here. It's up above, though. So my God will come first, and that will be, okay, all right, Elohai. Elohai. You see how that construction changed? So there's different inflection forms for the word Elohim, okay? You see it also in another form than Elohim in I am the God of Abraham, and the God of Ishaq and the God of Yaakov. Like that is a different construction for Elohim there also. And I believe, what is it? Verse 14 of chapter 3 of Exodus. So it does inflect. Let me see if I could poke the bear here and get it bigger, because it's hard for me to see with my magnifying glass. I am visually impaired. Okay, Aleph with the Hatef Segol. Okay, so that's an E class, so upside down set of dots, triangle. The upside down triangle set of dots is an E class, like in the word get. Okay, so that's Aleph. So the Aleph is it's like an X looking letter in Hebrew. It's not, though. It's right over the Y. Okay, that's what I'm looking at. and right below the D for God. Okay, in the word God. So the aleph looks like an X. Incidentally, that's a designation for Greek manuscript Sinaiticus or Sinaiticus or Sinaiticus. I mean, manuscript 01. This is the name. This is one of the names for that manuscript. The complete New Testament, Greek New Testament. Okay. So you don't get the sound from the consonant because it's silent, but you get the sound from the E class underneath it. Okay. So that upside down triangle set of dots, 3 dots, that's an E class like in the word get. So this is just as simple as that. Just remember your vowel dashes and strokes and dots, and then you're off to the races. Then you have like an upside down looking 4 or something like that, right? Well, that's an L, and that's a lamed in Hebrew. That's an L. Okay, it's a strange looking L, but it's an L. It looks like an upside down 4, something like that. That's an L. So you got L, and then you have actually lo. So you have and then you have the O class is the little tiny dot that's above the word, above the letter. Okay, lamed. It's not above, it's to the left. Okay, and that's a whole O class. Okay, so I mean, if you're looking, and this is just the most of the time, if you're looking at a dot above a Hebrew letter, okay, you're looking at an O class. You're probably looking at an O class. Okay, or like in the word Moshe, right? Okay. You have the sheen dot doing that job. But I mean, and if you're looking at a dot underneath a Hebrew letter, you're probably looking at an I class. And if you're looking at it beside a letter, you're probably looking at. You have to be careful with that because it could be a doubling dogish. But you're probably looking at a U class, Yurek. But anyway, you have the L and then a dot above it, sort of to the left. That's an O class. Okay, so you got lo. And then you have the hey, and I mentioned the hey is an H in Greek, right? It means to behold. And then the pathach underneath it, what's that? Well, it's just like a hyphen or a minus sign. That's an A class, like in the word hat in biblical Hebrew. The thing about modern Hebrew, there is no distinction between the pathach and the kametz. The two A classes that are distinguished sound-wise in biblical Hebrew, well, they have the same sound, like in father, in modern Hebrew. Okay, that's the thing. There's differences. Okay, just like the Greek eta, okay, is different from the I class, right, in biblical Greek, but in modern Greek, the both are E sounding vowels. Okay. So you have and then, but the thing is that pathach, pronunciation wise, goes along with the yod because the yod is not acting like a consonant; it's acting like a vowel. Okay, after the hey. Okay, so this could be pronounced Elohai. Elohai. For, okay, that's a construction. My God. So they don't have a my word here. They just have the construction being different in the word Elohim. They have Elohai. Just like my shepherd. Let me get that for a second. Okay, let me get that for a second. I'm pretty sure that's the case. Rohai is probably there. And I don't know why I went out of this. I mean, I could have stayed. Okay, because actually, I could stay there because it's like, can I? Let me see. Those are just verses. Oh no, that's gotta be there for all eternity. Let me just get Psalm 23 because it's the same thing. Rohai, I think that's Rohai there. Jehovah, my shepherd is Rohai actually. Okay, the construction will be different in the lexicon. Well, let's see the famous Psalm 23, construction-wise. Okay, that's just the deal. And that should be the first verse. Okay, so that's it here. So it says over here, Yahweh, my shepherd. Let's check out my shepherd. It's right here. Okay, let's check that out. My shepherd. Well, the lexical form, okay, for shepherd is Ra'ah. Well, that's a shepherd. Is like that's, but it looks like the word look, actually. Look, it's just the word to see. It looks like that, doesn't it? Though it looks like that. Ezra is. Let me see over here. I want to see if this is the same word. Is that the word that I'm looking at though? Shepherd. It says over here, Roi, actually. Jehovah Roi, actually. But this is still possessive. Okay, my shepherd, Roi. But they have what they have underneath the ayin. It's spelled out in Hebrew, Resh, with an O class. So that's Ro, right? The little tiny dot above to the left upper portion of the Hebrew letter, Resh, I should say. It's a whole O class, so that you have Ro. And then you have the ayin, which is peculiar, but it's silent also in some situations. And then underneath it, you got the I class, so there's a dot underneath it, so you have E. And then you have the yod acting like a vowel along with that. So that's Roi. Okay, Roi there. So Roi is spelled out R-O and then I. Okay. And that's tagged by 7462. And that's Ra'ah. But that might be a different spelling for to see, you know. And they saw. Let's check that. And they saw that. Let's check that in the final sense of it all. This is one thing is leading me to another thing. But that sounds like to see. That's so a shepherd, Ra'ah. But that sounds like the word to see. So let's check that out. Let's go to Exodus, okay? It might be a different spelling there. Let's check it out. Exodus, okay, all right, so let's go there. Exodus 24 and verse 10. Well, we see it. 74 people saw God. So this idea that Jehovah's Witnesses are saying that nobody saw God at any time at all whatsoever. I mean, what are you going to do with that? All right, so let's go here.
Did you put occlusion, Vivian?
No.
Where's the occlusion?
I don't know. No, I don't know. Huh? Check the top drawers, or check the bottom drawer over there, or inside the white box. You got it?
No.
Trying to get this. Alright, so let's check this out here. It's very dark in this room. It says over here, okay, and they saw. Well, let's check that out. I see. Well, what's the lexical form? Well, the lexical form is different. It sounds the same. It's actually ra'ah, but it's a resh with a kametz, but the aleph, this not ayin with with kametz and then a hey. And then the number is different. It's 7,200. But it sounds the same as ra'ah, to see. You see that there? To see. If you see the meaning of this, okay, the meaning of this here, 7,200. Okay, ra'ah, and then the definitions to see. That's one of the definitions. Brown, Driver, and Briggs has a very large treatise, okay, on this, and has more verses, and attached to this. So this is a sort of a large treatise here too. Look at this. That's kind of big. Wow, this is. I take that back. Okay, that's kind of large in and of itself. Also, but I think Brown, Driver, and Briggs is much more deeper. This is Angelo Quinones giving glory to God the Father, to the Lord Jesus Christ, and in the Holy Spirit. So what did we see today? Well, we looked at the construction. Okay, and let me see if I have it here. Does it say kappa? Yeah, this is kappa. So we saw the 13 Greek words here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13 Greek words over here. I mean, we saw that Thomas called Jesus Hakuriasmu Kai Hateasmu, the Lord of me and the God of me. And we made a connection with Psalm 35. 34 in the Greek Septuagint, same verse 23 all across the board, where it has it, it has it differently. I can't say it in reverse because the thing is that, I can't say it, but it came first though. It says hatheasmu hakuriasmu. It has it in reverse order. So if Thomas said hakuriasmu hatheasmu, then don't you think that he knew the scriptures? That this is said only of Yahweh? Okay? I forgot to do that though. Yahweh, is that there? And this is getting very dim. Sorry about that, guys. I gotta go soon because it's getting very dim. But let me see if I could remedy that though. I don't think I can though. Let me see. A little bit anyway. But we saw constructions also like the dative case, the case of interest, the nominative case, the case of designation, the genitive case, the case of description. I said the dative case. You have the nominative case. You have different cases. The vocative case, the case of direct address. You saw that there. You saw that Thomas actually led Jesus to in this situation, he didn't really say this. He led himself to say this, okay, but then he still says something great after Thomas. Blessed are those who have not seen and believed. So that's a great statement in and of itself. But he in speaking to Jesus, great statements came out of Jesus and Thomas. At least in that instance. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's get away from Exodus chapter 24, verse 10, where 74 people saw God at the same time. Moses, Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu, and 70 elders of Israel, they saw God, the God of Israel. That's just all there's to it. That's just, people saw God in Exodus chapter 24, verse 10, verses 9 and 10. That's what it says. Not that they see the totality of God, but they saw something. That's what it says. They saw the God of Israel. That's what it says, the Bible. Moses is writing. They saw the God of Israel. It's not that Nadab was saying, "Oh, I see the God of Israel there in the mountain." No, Moses is writing. Moshe is writing, and he said, "They saw God, the God of Israel." You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's go to and that's the ice cream man. My favorite time of the day. Oh boy. Favorite time of the day is when my daughter touches my hand or touches my face. That's my favorite part of the day. You can't beat that, guys. That is Heaven upon earth. She's 1 year and no, actually she's 2 years old today. Her birthday was yesterday, and goodness gracious, it's a party here. All right, so what was I doing? Now I was looking at talking too much. Okay, forgetting what I'm saying. Let me see what I was seeing over here. Get backtrack over here. Okay, see what I'm. Oh yes, I was trying to see if Yahweh is in the text, okay, of the Lord of me and the God of me. Okay, that took me, I am 56 years old, guys. I mean, it just takes me time to crank the Model T. You understand what I'm saying? So let's get there. Psalm took long enough. This is what I was doing. All right, so Proverbs and then Psalm over here, Psalms. And that's a Psalm in 35, actually, in the Jewish text. Okay, the Hebrew Bible, if you will, right? So that's and then let me. I was gonna say hightail it over to verse 23, and let's check it out. It says over here, okay, stir up yourself. Okay, it seems the tetragrammaton is there though. And it says, and awake. Okay, remember that you read Hebrew from right to left. My God. Well, it doesn't say Yahweh over here though. It says Adonai. But let me say something about Adonai though. Okay. First of all, almost no, and I say this almost by the skin of the teeth. Almost no time that Adonai appears. I'll say it like this. Almost every single time that Adonai appears, it refers to the God of Yisrael. Now, I'll leave you with this dilemma. When it says the Lord God created in Genesis, Genesis chapter 2, like that, or whatever the case may be, which one is Jesus? The Lord God, it says over there. And you designate him as Lord, you do well. The demons also do that and tremble, but they know that he is God, unlike you from the tower. I can take that, because then he's a tetragrammaton in that situation. Now you designate the Father as only being God, thus taking away his title or name or memorial name of Yahweh. When you do that, when you straitjacket God to only have the title of God, okay, and not Yahweh, actually, then the Shema has nothing to do with God the Father. Because you're straitjacketing Jesus to only have, right, the title of Lord. But what is that in Hebrew? That means the Shema has to do with Jesus, and not the Father, according to your scenario. I'm here to tell you that all three members of the Holy Trinity are called both things in the Bible. Read where it says Toteo, okay, to God, in Praxis Apostolondi, Acts of the Apostles, chapter 5 and verse 4, where the Holy Spirit is being was lied to by an individual. He lied Toteo, to God, in a dative singular masculine construction, and not like Alexander Cruz, the Swami JW from Brooklyn, who actually told me as in a genitive case. This is Angelo Corios giving glory to God the Father, to the Lord Jesus Christ, and in the Holy Spirit. God is not the God of the necron, of the dead, but of the living. And that means that Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob were very much alive at the time of Christ, and very much alive now. And in a secondary sense, okay, apart from that, that means that Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob never showed up, okay, in Besserim, the house of the princes, that mansion that Joseph Franklin Rutherford made for himself. He actually said that he made it for Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, but come on, he made it for himself and died of cancer in that house. Well, my baby's crying now, so I better go. It's Angelo Quinones, and take care, guys. Bye-bye now. Bye. Hi, my love. It's me, Daddy. Is Daddy my love? Take care, guys. Bye. I better go. This is a long study. Okay, but I better go and take care of my baby. Okay.